What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the V Content. And let's talk about last night, Monday Night Raw, leading up to Backlash after a crazy WrestleMania we just witnessed. 2 days of nonstop fighting, and now this time we are going to Backlash, where we have mortal enemies fighting one another. You have family fight one another for the World Heavyweight Championship. You got old enemies becoming new friends. You got new friends becoming old enemies. I mean, it's literally a recipe for freaking disaster if we must know it by leading up to Backlash. I mean, let's talk about it. So, I'm not gonna get into what happened last week because last week it's after WrestleMania, people are fighting, blah 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 blah. To be fair, on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, there's a lot more talking than fighting, and I wasn't that into it. So it's like, you know what, I'm just not gonna talk about that because it's like, been there, done that. This is old news. Now we have new news. Now let's get down to business and go into Backlash. Now Backlash, as we all know it, is the key pivotal PLE of the aftermath of WrestleMania, where of course you think the story is done, but this is just the beginning leading up to WrestleMania 43. Now, last year Backlash, it was John Cena's farewell tour. He was a bad guy. He faced Randy Orton in his hometown St. Louis, and it was just, crazy beyond crazy, and it was just like, what the heck just happened kind of moment. Whereas last time we saw Randy and John Cena fight for the last time in his farewell tour. Now this time at Backlash, it will be in Tampa, Florida, where it's just gonna be beyond crazy. You got Asuka versus Io Sky, you got Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, you got Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns, and then you have and what was the other fight that they announced? Nope. That's about it. That's about three fights are already posted for WWE Backlash, and it's gonna be insane. Now, last night, Monday Night Raw, opening cold chill of the Bloodline. Jimmy and Jay talking to Roman, talking about what happened with Jacob Fatu, seeing if his head's in the right place, that he wants to fight Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. And what I like is that Jimmy's trying to keep the peace of the family, and as we all know, he's going to be a father soon, he's going to be a dad, he's going to have a son on the way, and he's trying to keep the peace with his family because next time they're going to see each other is when the baby comes. Next thing you know, it's going to be a bunch of parties and stuff. And it would be kind of cute if they incorporate the baby in the storyline, because if you think about it, it's Jimmy and Naomi's first kid together, and as a Samoan family, probably have like a bunch of traditions that they have for the firstborn baby, or like for the son. Like, it's going to be amazing. So it would be kind of cute to see if they incorporate that in the storyline. But anyway, so of course, they want to talk about, this is about family over everything. It's a family business we got to talk about, especially with Jacob Fatu. And after what happened on Friday Night SmackDown when he demolished the MFTs and Solo Sikoa, it was like, bro, just give him the freaking title match. He deserves it. Did you see him last week? I mean, he pulverized Tamatonga, pulverized Tamalo. He put one of the dudes through a freaking announcement table. Give this guy a match already, because honestly, man, he deserves it. In my opinion, he deserves it. After that crazy chill opening of the Bloodline, you got Seth Rollins coming out, and we all know why he came out. It wasn't because of Gunther. It wasn't about because of the Vision Tag Team Champions Logan and Austin Theory. It wasn't about all what happened at WrestleMania. It was about Braun Breaker, the man who he took in as his own. He saw him as the greatest superstar for that company. He put him on a freaking pedestal, for crying out loud. And yes, back then I didn't like Seth Rollins, I didn't like the Vision, I didn't like they were representing for the company. But after seeing what happened with the Vision and Seth Rollins getting injured and Bronson Reed getting injured and Braun Breaker getting injured, like everyone's getting injured left and right. So it's like, what else can you do for this guy? So Braun Breaker comes out and he's like, "You gave me everything on a silver platter? For anything, you were holding me back. You let me do your dirty work for you. The reason why I came in the first place was because of Paul Heyman. I came for Paul Heyman." And I'm just hearing this guy, and I'm like, "What? Like, are you that delusional? Before you were in the Vision, you were just spearing guys left and right, and all you had was the Intercontinental Championship. And by the way, you didn't even earn that." The first time you did, okay, I accept that. The second time you didn't earn it because Jay had a bunch of family business going on his end, so that's not even your winning. That was Solo's winning. So don't even try that move. But the fact that he was just saying all of that, and I'm like, what? So you're blaming Seth for your mistakes, your fighting. Like, are you that delusional, bro? Are you that delusional? So of course, he goes in about Seth and about his injuries and how like he can't handle the business anymore. He's better than him in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like, what? Like the whole promo when he's talking, I'm like, is he really saying this to Seth Rollins, who literally took him in, who took him in the vision, who showed him all the right moves, how to get further in the business? Like seriously, what the heck is going on? And what got me caught by surprise was how, of course, Braun Breaker, his family are the Steiner brothers, father and uncle. They were tag team champions. I think they're Hall of Famers right now or something. So it's like the fact that he brought in his family. Better yet, he's like, that was a really cute promo. Did you call your father and help you train to do this? Did you call your uncle like, hey man, I need your help with something? Can you help me with this promo so I can take down Seth Rollins? Like that was freaking brutal. And then on top of that, he said, "You're not even number two in your family." I'm like, damn, he went overboard with that. So that literally like solidified him versus Braun Breaker at Backlash, and that is gonna be a freaking match to see. I wonder if it's gonna be the first match opening or maybe the second, third match, but either way, it's gonna be a pretty dope match. And not to mention, Bronson Reed's still injured, so it's like when he comes back, is he gonna team up with Braun Breaker or is he gonna team up with Seth Rollins? Either way, it's gonna be insane where the division's gonna crumble sooner than we know. So after that, of course, you got crazy matches coming about. You got Rey Mysterio versus Orlando Americano. You got the women's tag team division, Bailey and Lyra versus Roxanne and Raquel with ringside help from Liv Morgan. And then you got Penta versus Rusev. And then the crazy thing is that you got these NXT guys coming in left and right. You got Ethan Page coming in. So is gonna sign with Monday Night Raw sooner than we know. And then on top of the craziness, Joe Hendry is now on Monday Night Raw. I mean, it could have been a better show than what I expected. I mean, the matches were dope. The promos were excellent in my opinion. I mean, it all in all, it was a great freaking show to watch. But then what caught me off guard is LA Knight like kind of shaming the Usos on how they're teaming up with his cousin again. I'm like, bro, this is family business. Okay, this has nothing to do with you or your title reigns or whatever you want to call it, but this is family business. So don't get involved. If you want to be involved, yeah, sure, but that's your choice and your business alone. Don't get involved with them because like, oh yeah, I'm friends with the Usos and I gotta get involved with their business. No, family business only. You're not family with them, so let it go and get on with your life. Now, let's talk about Obafemi for a second. Obafemi, again, freaking awesome guy who pulverized Grayson Waller. But then what caught him by surprise was how he said, I'm here to take down anybody who gets in my way. And Grayson Waller was right. There's no opportunities coming our way. Open challenges are no longer for the United States Championship. You got future champions right now who's got other business to tend to with family or rivals, former rivals, whatever. But then he's like, I'm now initiating Obafemi Open Challenge. Whoever wants to come into this ring and think that they can handle me, then come on, I'm not hesitating and I'm not backing down. I'm like, what? So not only this open challenge is like, it's not for a title, it's not a number one contenders match. No, it's to see who can like step up to the ruler and maybe take him down. Now that Open Challenge is gonna be, I think, a lot more cooler than the U.S. Open Challenge. I mean, yeah, the U.S. Open Challenge was cool. You had rookies up and newcomers coming in, showing what they're made of. Like, it was cool. You had people from NXT or AAA or a Monday Night Raw. Like, it was all fun and games. But now, Obafemi, the ruler of the WWE, is gonna be lit. Now, speaking of lit, Joe Hendry concert, coolest thing I have ever seen. And I thought, okay, I know he's probably gonna come sing for a little bit, talk about the business or whatever, then he's gonna leave. But what I didn't know is that it's his first time on Raw, his Raw debut. I'm like, yes! Honestly, I've been praying for Joe Hendry to be on Monday Night Raw because he kind of fits the look. He he can tag team with the Street Profits. He can tag team with the Usos. He can do a couple of funny gimmicks with Danhausen or something. Like it's a pretty cool gimmick for him, and his character is just freaking amazing. So he's singing all about join my night Raw, and then what got me laughing was he said, "If we can fire Logan Paul, can we fire Logan Paul?" I'm like, I've been saying that since the moment Logan Paul stepped in a WWE ring. Like he's not on that level. He's not even a good wrestler. I mean, the one thing he's good at is punching people. That's the one thing he's good at, and that's all I'm gonna say about that because, in my opinion, he sucks. But in the middle of the concert, you got Logan Paul. He's freaking pissed off, like beyond pissed, where his face was turning red like a freaking cherry or a tomato or some kind of fruit that's red. Either way, it was freaking crazy, and he's just going on and on and on. But his reaction was just funny. Like it wasn't like hurtful. It wasn't like, oh crap, he's coming out. No, that was funny to me because he comes out, he's screaming and all, and then Austin Theory's like, you say you're good or whatever, but you're looking at tag team goals right here. You're looking at the best of the best. I'm like, Austin, shut up. No one cares and no one likes you, so just stop talking. And the moment Joe Hendry comes in and he beats them up, again, it's 2 versus 1, so of course the Vision's gonna have the upper hand. But the Street Profits come out and they take down the Vision. Once again, it was awesome. So I have a feeling that we're definitely going to see the Street Profits regain tag team gold again against the Vision, and I cannot wait for that match because it's going to be freaking epic. Now, the women's division, more likely the women in the Judgment Day. Now, we also the backstage segment, of course, Liv talking to Roxanne, like, I'm sorry we had to betray Finn like that, but it was for our own good because Finn he was acting like he was the leader, but we all know there's no leaders in the Judgment Day. We're all a family. And look at Roxanne's face is like she wants to believe Liv, but at the same time, she doesn't know whether or not she wants to stay in the Judgment Day or do her own thing. And then Finn comes in the clubhouse, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? You do realize that Dom and JD are gonna come after you and beat the crap out of you, right? Like, come on. And what Finn said, it was kind of a little bit weird because he said you like he was warning her like don't be with the Judgment Day. But I'm like, you brought her in the Judgment Day. You took her in when Liv was injured or she was doing a movie or something. Oh, and yeah, you were trying to recreate the plan you made last time with Roxanne getting um being with Dominic. You pulled the same trick you did with Liv, but played on Roxanne so that way that Liv could be jealous and break up with Dominic so Roxanne can get with Dom. Like, isn't that weird how you're trying to replay a situation in your head, but in the end it doesn't come out as great as you thought? So you're trying to like rehash something with Roxanne. I'm like, dude, what the heck is wrong with you? So he warned her, but at the same time, she stuck to her guns. She's with the Judgment Day still, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Either she's gonna leave them, or she's gonna side with Finn. Either way, she's got a lot on her mind right now, and it's just gonna be insane. But the tag team, oh my god, Bailey and Lyra, Raquel and Roxanne. I mean, what's crazy to me is, of course, like Roxanne is from Texas, and everybody was cheering for Roxanne. I'm like, wait, what? Usually they don't cheer for the Judgment Day girls. They cheer for Bailey and Lyra every time they're in a tag team match. But the moment I hear them chanting Roxy's name, I'm like, oh my god, this is her hometown. These are her people. They want her to win. And to me, it was just insane. And of course, Judgment Day wins because Liv Morgan comes in, sabotages the match or whatever, blah 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 blah. But all in all, the women's matches was pretty awesome. In my opinion, it was pretty awesome. And then for the men. Now, for all my AAA fans out there, we all know El Grande Americano versus the original Grande Americano are going to fight one on one, but in a mask versus mask match. Now, if people do not know, in traditional luchador tradition, a mask versus mask match means whoever loses has to demask themselves and they can no longer wear a mask in lucha libre. So basically, they're they're putting their lives on the line here. Okay, the two Grand Americanos are putting their lives on the line to see whoever loses has to be demasked in front of the entire world to see. Now that match is going to be freaking awesome because let's face it, we all know who they are, but it's going to be funny to see them demask themselves. And then you got a match with the Hall of Famer himself, Rey Mysterio, comes out. And the fact that, the two Grand Americanos are trying to make it seem like he's trying to play sides, he's not playing with anybody's side. He is just trying to teach them traditional luchador things on how to work with the company and how to be a luchador and not disrespect anybody. And I can respect that. He doesn't want anyone to disrespect the company or lucha libre or the traditions that they have that's been with us since the dawn of time. So, of course, a a Grande Americano's signature thing is the metal plate. He puts a metal plate in his mask, he headbutts them, and he calls it a day, and that's it. But then you got the two Grande Americanos fighting over the metal plate. The original one grabs it from a Grande Americano, and then Rey Mysterio saw that. Boom, 619, his signature splash move. He wins. But he tells the two Grande Americanos, don't use the metal plate. That's disrespecting luchador tradition. And I'm like, if either one of them uses a metal plate or both of them use it, they're gonna headbutt each other and they're gonna knock each other out cold. I'm like, so if that's gonna happen, I mean, one's gonna be funny, but two, it's gonna be like, bro, either use the metal plate or don't use it. But it's gonna be insane with the two Grande Americanos fighting, and it's gonna be a mask versus mask match. That is gonna be hilarious. Now, the last thing that we see Roman and Jacob. No Usos, no MFTs, nobody else in the family comes out. It's fine. But the promo just really stuck it out to me because not only Jacob wants to be a champion, but he needs it for his family. He needs it so that way that he can give his kids a better life than what he had growing up. He wants to give them the best schools, best education, a bigger house, cool cars, private jets, private family vacations, private villas when they go on family vacation or something. They have a private villa or something by the pool. He wants that. He wants to give his family a better life than what he had. And Roman understands that. But then what caught me off guard was that how, Jacob was like, you didn't call me, Jay didn't call me, Jimmy didn't call me. It was Solo. He took me in. But Roman's like, yeah, he took you in, but I'm the one that wrote it off for you to make sure you came to this company to have a better life for yourself and your kids. I'm like, oh my god, this is like typical bloodline situation on our hands. Where, of course, when it comes to the bloodline, they all fight within the family. You got Solo fighting his older brothers. You got the two twin brothers like bickering at each other. You got the cousins find you got the older cousins find the little cousins. You got the baby cousins find the older cousins. Like it's all freaking mayhem for crying out loud. And the moment Roman was trying to finish off his speech, boom! Jacob grabs him by the throat and he chokes him out. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna be no. Their match will be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a crazy freaking match. You got the OTC versus the Samoan Werewolf, and we all know it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be messy, and I can't wait to see it. What's funny though is that towards the end of it, as Roman's catching his breath, he's trying to gain consciousness. He's like, Jacob, You want to fight a Backlash? You got it. And boom, drops the mic. That was it. As he regains consciousness, Jacob's like, I'm not waiting till Backlash. Nah, I'm not waiting. I'll see you next week on Monday Night Raw. Just you wait. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna see a couple more fights happening before Backlash. Which, by the way, in my opinion, is gonna be freaking awesome. You know, you got Oscar versus Io with their the rivalry, how they were a family, now they're not family anymore. You got Jacob and Roman, who are blood family, but now they're gonna fight each other for World Race Championship. You got formal um uh, um vision creators, now they're gonna fight at Backlash. Like, so far right now, Backlash has gone pretty good thus far. Now we don't know what's gonna happen, of course, between Dominic and Finn. We don't know if CM Punk's gonna fight Cody Rhodes for the championship. Heck, we don't even know if Randy Orton's gonna come around again and sabotage Cody Rhodes. Like, either way, it's gonna be insane, to the point where Backlash, this is right now, Backlash is the beginning of a crazy summer. Not just a year, but a crazy summer of wrestling. Because if you think about it, if you look at your calendars, we have Backlash coming up in May 9th. Then towards the end of May, we have, of course, for AAA fans, you have their special PLE. And then after that, we have Clash in Italy. After Clash in Italy, we have Saturday main event coming up. After Saturday main event, you got SummerSlam in Minneapolis, which is 2 days in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Vikings play. It's gonna be a madness kind of a summer. But I'm really excited. It's going to be a great freaking Backlash. And I don't know, maybe Backlash, we could see a couple of superstars returning, or maybe a new superstar where a new storyline cooks in. Or we could maybe see a mixed gender tag team match of a certain couple versus a certain tag team who are enemies, now gonna be tag team just to take down one couple. Hint hint, wink wink, if you know, you know. But all in all, Monday Night Raw was great. Friday, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because I don't know what to expect, because Friday's been the same boring thing over and over. So I'll just leave it up in the air. I'll leave it up in the air, but I think by Friday I'm not gonna watch it. I'll watch the highlights on Saturday, and then that'll be it. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Make sure to enjoy your week of craziness and nonstop wrestling. Be sure to watch Friday Night SmackDown, um 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And better yet, if you're looking forward to it, watch AAA Saturday night at 10 o'clock. It's going to be amazing. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.